Scrum Masters Elite _UK, deep insights from the All Blacks. Success is a system.
When I read the news about Dave Rennie officially announcing the new All Blacks coaching staff heading toward the 2027 World Cup, my first emotion wasn't excitement like watching a big match. Instead, it was a kind of stillness. It felt like observing a massive machine being taken apart piece by piece, inspected, refined, and reassembled, carefully, deliberately, and with clear intent. On the surface, this is just a staffing announcement. But looking deeper, I see a very clear picture of how a great collective operates, restructures, and prepares for the future. And that made me reflect a lot, not just about sports, but about how people build value, careers, and even themselves. 1. No success is accidental. What impressed me most was how Dave Rennie spoke about his team. There were no grand, flowery words. He emphasized two things: experience and the ability to unlock potential. Names like Neil Barnes, Jason Ryan, Tana Umaga, and Mike Blair are not experimental choices. They are the result of years of observation, evaluation, and accumulated trust. It made me realize a simple truth. At the highest level, there is no room for randomness. In life, I, and probably many others, sometimes hope for a lucky break or an unexpected opportunity. But looking at how a team like the All Blacks prepares, I understand that luck, if it exists, is just a reward for well-built systems. No one in that group just appeared. They come from decades of work, from small roles, from failures no one remembers, and it makes me ask myself, how serious have I really been about my own journey?
2. A strong team isn't built on similarity, but on complementarity. Looking at the coaching structure, one thing is very clear: each person has a distinct and highly specific role. Neil Barnes brings strategic thinking and leadership experience. Jason Ryan focuses on the forward pack, an area requiring discipline and strength. Tana Umaga handles defense, where structure and resilience matter. Mike Blair leads the attack, where creativity and flexibility are key. Phil Healy is responsible for performance, the foundation of fitness and science. There's no vague overlap. No, everyone does a bit of everything. Each person is a true specialist. This made me reflect on how we build relationships and teams in everyday life. We're often drawn to people who are like us. Same thinking, same approach, same perspective. But such groups easily become safe but stagnant. The All Blacks show a different principle. Difference, when properly organized, is strength. I realized that if I want to grow, I need to accept people who are different from me, listen to other perspectives, and most importantly, not feel threatened by others' excellence.
3. Pressure is inevitable. Attitude is what matters. A small detail that stayed with me was how Neil Barnes spoke about his new role. He openly acknowledged the scale of the challenge and the pressure that comes with it. No avoidance. No embellishment. That kind of honesty feels rare and valuable. In life, we tend to either exaggerate confidence or avoid difficulty. But here, someone with decades of experience simply says, "This is a big challenge, and I understand that." I think that clarity is what allows someone to face pressure. For myself, I realized, I don't need to pretend to be fine all the time. I don't need to act like everything is easy. What matters more is understanding what I'm facing and preparing seriously. 4. Legacy is not the past, it's something being continued. One of the most human aspects of this story is how the organization speaks about those who have left. There's no forgetting. No, that's over, move on attitude. The contributions of previous coaches are clearly acknowledged and respected. It made me realize, a truly strong organization remembers. In modern society, everything changes quickly. People are easily replaced, and the past is often undervalued. But the All Blacks show the opposite. The past is not discarded, it becomes the foundation of the present. It made me ask myself, do I appreciate those who helped me? Do I acknowledge what I've received? Because without memory, identity is hard to build.
5. Success is not just results, it's meaning. The story of Tamati Ellison becoming head coach of the Maori All Blacks offered a different perspective. This isn't just about a job. It's about family, culture, and heritage. When he spoke about what the team means to his family, I realized that some things cannot be measured in trophies or achievements. It made me reflect on my own life. We often aim for success, income, status, but forget to ask, does this actually mean something to me? Some achievements are big yet empty. Others are smaller but deeply fulfilling. 6. Quiet preparation is what truly determines outcomes. Phil Healy's role highlights something important. What we see on the field is just the surface. Behind it are sports science, data, training systems, physical management, all happening quietly. Life is the same. People see results, success, shining moments, but not repetitive days, unseen effort, unspoken failures. One key lesson here is, if we focus only on results, we lose motivation easily. But if we understand the value of the process, we become more resilient.
7. Lessons for myself, fans, and people in general. Looking back at the whole story, a few things stand out clearly to me. Be patient with long-term journeys. Don't try to do everything alone. Be willing to learn from those who are better. Accept pressure as inevitable. Don't focus only on match results. Understand that success is the product of a system. Be fairer when judging a team or a person. No success is purely individual. Growth requires time, discipline, and community. True value lies in what you leave for others. The story of the All Blacks coaching staff under Dave Rennie isn't dramatic. It has no shocking twists or extreme emotions. But its calmness, clarity, and depth made me reflect more than any headline could. It reminds me that greatness doesn't come from the moment. It comes from how people prepare for that moment. And perhaps most importantly, we don't need to become the All Blacks to learn from them. We just need enough honesty to look at ourselves. And enough patience to keep going.
Scrum Masters Elite_UK, farewell from the All Blacks story. Greatness comes from consistent preparation. See you again. Don't forget to subscribe.